What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Tatum Takes. And today, man, I wanted to do this episode. I'm going to just jump right into it because, I don't like to spend too much time on these things. I know y'all just like music reactions and shit. But today, I wanted to touch on this subject. As we all know, I'm pretty sure the world is shook up by now. Kanye had his Yeezy Season 9 fashion show today in Paris, and obviously with Kanye doing anything, it's some controversy, right? He comes out with there's no other way to tiptoe around it. He comes out with a White Lives Matter T-shirt on the back, and I think Pope on the front with some Latin lettering across the top. I believe it means like we follow your lead type shit. Let me get a real quick shot. And everybody's in an uproar about this shit, right? And to me, when I seen this, first, yes, it makes me feel uncomfortable, right? For obvious reasons. Two, I feel like looking at it, the one thing it made me think, the most important thing it made me think, and the real reason I wanted to make this video is like, I feel like we all love Kanye. Like, this is why we're all always so disappointed and happy for him when something happens. Like, we love Kanye. It's an underdog story. We all come root for that. Obviously, the music itself, Yeezys, like, we root for Kanye as a culture. I feel like, man, I get so disappointed with his, what I want to say is I get so disappointed with his antics like this, because it's like abusive of art. And what I mean by that, I mean like, art is it's a stimuli, it's supposed to create some type of reaction. And he mentions in his speech prior to the show starting how, I do these shows this season, blah, 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 blah. And only thing people pay attention to is the negative thing. And, that shit hurts my feelings and people act like blah, blah, blah. Which why I think it led to him wearing that T-shirt just to prove his point more. Like, look, I could do this small thing and look at the ricochet effects it has. But he has two things. He has like obviously a God complex. He has like this thing with wanting to be not liked, right? Like, if you look at the Drink Champs interview, he constantly says like, "Oh, I'm gonna get canceled for this." I think he gets a rush out of people not liking him and the frenzy that he caused when everyone's anti him, right? And in the same token, he wants to be like considered this leader and hero and king type figure, right? But it's so out of touch to me, because I feel like the part that makes me so sad about the whole thing, and to be truthfully honest, let me just give my real quick thoughts on this particular scenario. I'm just kind of numb to it. You know what I mean? I feel bad because I feel like he doesn't have to do this. I feel like he's one of the greatest artists, inspirations we had in American time, and one of the most powerful artists, influencers we have of all time. And it's like, you still don't understand your greatness. Yeah, we hear you brag about being a genius and being a god and being a leader, but do you actually believe it? Like, because the actions and the words don't show that you actually believe that. It's like you're looking for a buzzword I'm having here is validation, right? You need validation from the fashion side. You need validation from the rappers at the beginning. You need validation from the producers. You need validation from the white people. You need validation from the corporations. You need validation from the black people. Like, it's all this validation wanted. And as an only child, I recognize that in a way, like, because you're always by yourself. You always feel like you're on the island. You always feel like you can't fit in. You're always like searching for something, right? And I just feel bad, because it's like sad, because like you don't even realize your power, and the power that you do realize, it's like wasting it. Like, it's like wasting it. If you want to be considered a top juggernaut in the fashion industry and go against these titans in this industry or whatever industry you're trying, you overshadow it with your antics that's like unnecessary. Everyone could have been talking about, rather good or bad, how good you think the clothes are. Everybody could have been talking about that. Instead, we're talking about a stupid ass t-shirt. It taints everything. You know what I mean? It just, every time it's something good, somebody throws paint, you throw paint on your own work. As an artist, I understand that. Like, you want to be this like extreme, how can I put it? You want to be this thing people talk about, but is it worth it? Like, is that really worth everything? Oh, let me say this as well about the t-shirt. I obviously think the t-shirt is also like a sarcasm thing. Like, I don't think it's meant to be taken this serious, but you know what times we live in, and you know who you are as Kanye West. You wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt, shit, you wear a MAGA hat, you wear a Confederate flag, you wear, like, you know what uproar causes, especially in this time. So for me, my personal opinion, I know that I took it as satire. I know the fucking t-shirt satire. Like, it just is what it is. Like, to me anyway, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I feel like losing one validation and gaining another validation. We as black people love Kanye, I mentioned before, but his validation is kind of tainted. And he knows that, right? That's why he begs to be canceled all the time and does these things. And I feel like, let me say this. All the people who have something to say or say something on social media as far as celebrities, and whether they be male or female, can you be mad at that shirt when you're dating white women and fucking white men and fucking white? Like, can you? Is your hysteria really that real when you're laying next to like a person of different color? You know what I mean? Like, how strong is your argument when you're fucking, don't put White Lives Matter on your back, but also fuck these bitches. And like, acceptance is a hell of a drug, and I feel like sometimes the lengths we go to be accepted by whatever crowd there is that we're striving to be with is sometimes detrimental to who you are and your soul. And like, what's the point? Just to have people in uproar? Like, it's tasteless. You're talking about fashion. The action is tasteless. Like, it has no backbone. It has no merit. It's really just controversy for the sake of controversy. And, you know, and what the fuck does my word matter? When Kanye passes away, he's gonna be celebrated. People cry. Statues are built. History is history, right? You can't really take that. You got to take the good with the bad with anyone, right? Nobody around was like, let's not do this. Or is it people around? Because I hear people talk about like Kanye don't have good people around him all the time, right? And it makes me think, yeah, who's to say who's good people around somebody? Like, you know, it's all objective. Like, we can say that about any human being. But I also know that it's hard for anybody to convince anyone to like do something. Like, if you're full gun hold on the idea or something, your friend is not going to be the one who like, you know what I mean? Like, it's way more. I think people have a false sense of reality sometimes when it comes to things like that. Like, usually your friends ain't going to tell you that shit at all. Like, your friends ain't going to stop you if you really want to do something. Like, ask the friend of the girl who keeps going back to the whack nigga. But again, I'm going on too long. I'm already 15 minutes in. I got to edit this shit down. But I just wanted to get this video out, man. Like, enough's just enough. Like, just do the art. Do your independence. Because you take away and you taint the project. Well, you take away and you taint the art when you do these, like... And you know... Okay, as an artist, let me wrap this up. But as an artist, I feel like you have the right to do whatever you want. Like, your expression is your expression. Like, this is why it's like a double-edged sword for me. Because on one end, I understand like the whackness of it, but on the other end, it's like Isn't art supposed to be polarizing? Isn't it supposed to make you question something? Aren't you supposed to be outraged? Aren't you supposed to be, what the fuck is going on? Aren't you supposed, like, it's supposed to do that? But when it's done commercially, I guess, for lack of better words, it's like nasty, and it taints everything involved with it. Like, again, we could have been talking about the clothes, whether they're good or bad, whatever your opinion is on that, but instead we're talking about a tacky t-shirt. I really hate to see my leader, but I hate to see people who are in leadership positions, because even though he's egotistical to the max and narcissistic, he is in the leadership position. I just hate to see those type of people. You are it. You're doing it. Like, you don't have to do these publicity stunts, like, just to stir up talk. And if you have to do that, then this shit is just whack. Like, the world in itself is just whack if we have to do that. Like, and then if he has to do that at the highest level that he at, and everybody who does art, music, clothes, look at Kanye. I mean, look at the people he brought out to his shows. Like, if he has to do that, like, what hope is there for the people who to follow? Like, you the one, and you're the one that's like looks powerless. You look like you lack power. No pun intended. But that's my thoughts. Leave your thoughts at the bottom. Not a lot of negative comments. Let's really have a good conversation about this. Like, obviously we're gonna have our hot takes and opinions of, whatever, but like, let's just discuss it in the comments. As always, I'm Tatum. This is my take. Peace.